Hey scrappers, it's Tom from the iScrap app, and today is Wednesday, November 18th, 2020. Unfortunately, we do not have a live version today as my schedule didn't completely correspond with it, but we wanted to make sure to get you your information quickly and right to the point. Don't forget, download the iScrap app today to your iPhone or your Droid. You'll be able to see updated prices, get push alerts sent to you when the markets are going up or going down, and it'll always give you a little more information to let you know what's going on with the markets on a quicker basis. Now, don't forget, if you want more information pushed to you because you're really moving a lot of copper, looking for more information, you could also become a Patreon supporter today where you'll be able to learn more about the markets. Without further ado, let's jump right into some of the market information and news that we've seen over the last 2 weeks. Now, with the second announcement earlier this week of a vaccination coming out, that really buoyed the market, and we saw copper prices jump. But those increases that we saw, 3 or 4 cents on Monday morning, they quickly dropped back down, and the market was even on Monday, even on Tuesday. Even though it started down 2 or 3 cents, it ended up being even. And so far throughout today, we've seen the market being even as well. But an even market, that still means that we're over 2.5-year highs, and copper prices trading wise has been over $3 per pound for about 6 to 7 weeks in a row. And that's pieces of information that we love to see and love to read about. So knowing this, that gives us more information moving forward to learn about the market data, to see how things are going to react. And let's take an item like lead. Well, lead hasn't been heavily affected on the soft lead trading point. We have seen the battery prices be heavily affected over the last month and a half. Battery prices for car and truck batteries or backup lead acid batteries has dropped about 5 to 6 cents a pound, with a national gluttony of batteries being pushed out into the scrap markets. Many people are asking why. One reason is there's such a big demand for the used car industry right now. A lot of the batteries are getting switched out for new cars. People are servicing their equipment opposed to buying new equipment, so they're changing those batteries out. Whether it's for street sweepers, excavators, regular cars, trucks, they're putting more money into their existing vehicles opposed to buying new ones, and the used car industry is having more money put into that as well. So all of these markets have contributed to an oversupply of scrap car batteries and truck batteries, which has led to some lower pricing. Other markets that we're looking at, aluminum has continued to stay hot. One of the reasons is the real expectation that the EV, the electric vehicle market, will pick up, that manufacturers that are making gas-powered cars will continue to put more aluminum into those cars, and the overall manufacturing industry has been very strong as well. We've seen a lot of these aluminum prices increasing. With the upcoming new administration switch in the government, we also are expecting some of the tariffs to be repealed or peeled back a little bit on some of the aluminum scraps. So those could be leading to some higher increased prices as people can see the writing on the wall. Instead of waiting for it to happen, they're starting to get a little proactive, keeping more material here in the States domestic as the tariffs are still in place. So we're looking at a lot of these things really closely, just knowing that there's going to be a lot of changes coming up, but we're watching them as intently and as closely as we can. Another great piece of news, it looks like with Thanksgiving coming up, there's lots to be thankful for in the scrap world. Copper prices, like we said, 6 to 7 weeks trading above $3. Aluminum markets up. All right, the car batteries aren't there, but the catalytic converter market has picked up as well. Our friends over at rrcats.com showed us that the rhodium has hit all-time highs. Platinum and palladium have been relatively steady, with platinum rising about 7%, and palladium's down about 4% overall, but nothing too crazy. But the catalytic converter quoting really has been very strong recently. If you need quotes on your catalytic converters, you can always go to rrcats.com, providing serial quotes and photo quotes as well if you can't find a serial number stamped onto your catalytic converter. Now, with the catalytic converters going up, other markets that we've been looking for be affected by some of the vaccination news is the oil and the steel markets. Now, oil prices have gone up over 10% in the last 9 to 10 days. That has caused steel prices to have a very rare mid-month increase. We've seen steel prices jump about $5 to $7 per ton, and that price increase has been really strong and positive to see, as we have not seen much of a mid-month price increase in quite a long time. Now, we don't expect those markets to really increase going into December and January, but overall we do expect these markets to kind of be where they are right now. They're at very strong levels, and we're happy to see, we're happy to see these markets continuing at the strong path and the strong pace that we've seen as of late. Now, what else has gone on in the markets? Cat's up, copper up, aluminum up. Naturally, brass prices are going to go up as well. We've seen yellow brass prices reported anywhere from $1.10 up to $1.50 per pound, with very strong copper prices going into that brass world. And hopefully we'll see some of these market movers really continue going into 2021, which will be a very interesting start of the year. Generally, most presidents are kind of given a grace period, 3 to 6 months to get their feet under them, to figure out what's going on, and then we'll be able to see where the commodity markets are going to be affected moving forward from there. What have we seen? Positive news the last 2 weeks in the vaccination world has led to overall world optimism. While there have been more cases of COVID out there, we have seen more manufacturing data, more large box retail having positive numbers. Oil prices, while they've gone up, it's really due to the potential of more people. Geez Louise. Sorry, guys. Let's go. We've seen more people see, while we're not live in the video, we're live in our own real time, so sometimes we forget to hit that do not disturb button. We're watching the oil prices, how they're going to impact things. You have to figure that transportation costs are going to go up. But one of the reasons that oil prices have gone up is because of the expected increase in demand. Planes flying more, ships sailing more, people driving more, as the vaccination should open up not only the US but the world economies, and people will be on the move more, consuming more fuel. While we've talked about electric vehicles recently, we haven't really seen the wide spanning footprint of those happen, and we don't expect to see that for another 5 to 10 years, with the electric vehicle sales really taking a more substantial percentage, 5, 10 to 20% of the overall car sales. When that starts to happen, we expect to see those oil prices starting to dip down a little more, but we don't expect to see electric planes or electric cruise ships or electric freight liners anytime soon. While they're talking about some larger tractor trailers becoming electric, those too will be for short distances, not long distances like we have nowadays. So there's going to be a lot of changes that we're going to continue to monitor, and of course tell you how it's going to affect you in the scrap metal world. Scrappers, if we don't get to do a live report next week, we'd like to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. We'd like to thank you for tuning in, giving us your feedback, contributing on our social media, telling us about jobs you've done, things you've learned, and interacting with other scrappers that are out there. We always appreciate the time. We look forward to talking to you in a couple of weeks. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Stay healthy, and until then, we'll scrap you later.